Here I'm going to show you the final activity for Unit 4, which is part of your course culmination as well. So before I open up the activity to show you, there's three really important things that you need to make sure you have for this assignment, which you would have gotten in Unit 1, Activity 1. I also emailed them to you and I put them on the announcement page. So I just want to make sure you have those. So the first one is your literacy portfolio inventory. So this is something you should be keeping throughout the course as well. You should have everything in here in your portfolio that I should be able to see. So you can see some of the things that you should have in your portfolio in the course, and I can go over where that is as well. You can see I took out activity 3 for this unit. So you don't need to worry about having that. And then when you were completing the activity, you should have filled this in as well, just as we talked about in Unit 1, Activity 1. As well, you should have been keeping your journal template and writing in your journal every time the course prompted you. So again, here are some of the journals that you should have made sure you were answering and written your answers in this document, or maybe you used your own document, but I should be able to have access to all of those as well. And then finally, your independent reading package. So let me just scroll back to the front here. So it looks like this. And again, you got that in Unit 1, Activity 1. You should have been writing down in your reading log every time you were reading out of here. So you can see here's the table of contents and everything that you need to do. As well, at the end, you have the questions in your reading log that you need to answer for each one of these activities here. So if you scroll through, the first one is a narrative text. The second one is a graphic text. The third one is an informational text. And then you have your reading chart. So you need to chart when you were reading that. And then lastly, you need to make sure you're answering each of these questions for me and submitting the answers in this final activity. All right, so if we go back to the course culminating, this is what it looks like here. So when you scroll through, you should be able to check in that you have each of these done. So task 1, your portfolio is complete. Task 2, you have your journal, and here you need to answer the final journal activity. So you need to make sure you're answering all of these questions for me and submitting it, as well as your journal activity template. So I'm going to be looking over each one of these answers as well. And then finally, submitting your independent reading log, which is here, which is the package. So you're submitting all three things to me in the assignment Dropbox, and it's a big chunk of your final mark. Make sure if you're not understanding something that you're asking me how to do that well before the due date and well before the course closes. So again, here it should say for you student portfolio. I see things a little bit differently, but this is where you were saving all your work, and you'll see that I have commented on some of your work if you had it submitted on time. So sorry, here is student portfolio. I have just a little bit of a different version, but if you click on your student portfolio, you'll be able to add all the materials there if you're a little bit behind. But again, make sure you're asking for Google Meet, etc. with me if you feel like you have any questions or concerns well before the due date of this assignment.